You know I'm falling in love, that's for someone else.
What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm reacting to Jamari. The Penguinz0 situation is crazy. Now, I keep seeing titles with mofos named in it and saying this is crazy or this is insane, blah, blah, blah. And what does it happen to be about? Them being a fucking weirdo with little kids. So then you know what? That's what my mind's going to go to immediately. Because everybody, it's just that everybody getting fucking exposed for that shit. So I really don't know what's going on or what this is about, but I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not that, because he's made very clear claims that he's against that kind of behavior and everything. So it would be so hypocritical if he was doing some weird shit. Who fucking knows, bro? At this point, whatever. So let's just get into it.
Major drama between Moist Critical, aka Charlie, and streamer Sneeko. As Sneeko is in his Red Pill era and posting
we're good. Clear. We're in a clear.
Relentlessly about Charlie, as well as a couple of other YouTubers and streamers he had made this infamous collage of.
Best commentary award is a dude who doesn't believe in anything, who games for 13 hours straight and so guys, I farted in a diarrhea and this happened. I'm not gonna say names. Someone texted me. He's in a monogamous relationship. This is his girl.
He posted about Charlie to the point where he eventually had to reply with this tweet: "You pathetic, sensitive soy little worm. I made fun of you for watching your girlfriend get f***ed by numerous other men, and also insulted you for defending. That's not cancellation. That's just spitting on you for being a pitiful sad." Out of this, we would then get the clip of Sneaky dancing around, brandishing a pistol in his hands, threatening Charlie, saying that he could get these clips.
You wanna watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips.
This, of course, would give us the most glorious moment in the beef, the Mags comment.
But he's a f***ing imbecile, you absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips. The same way that this is also a mag.
And then we would later get this debate. Overall, in the eyes of most, Charlie would decimate Sneeko here and make him look very immature. And I would say the majority of viewers thought at this point that he had won the war. Well, Sneeko has again been trashing Charlie like no other, especially over the recent situation with Mr. Beast and his creeper Chris. Sneeko's stance was that Charlie is a coward for not immediately speaking up about this situation, saying that he is a hypocrite for talking about Dr. Disrespect, but not discussing Chris.
Yo, look out, Moist Critical is not going to go talk about the Chris situation because he wants to have the Mr. Beast collab.
Well, Charlie would respond to this on Twitter and even spend several minutes in his video about the Chris situation, addressing Sneeko's claim that he was ducking this topic.
Did y'all see the title of that video? The Ava situation is crazy. That's what I'm saying. That's literally all you see. And then what happens? They're fucking weirdos. But this seems to be something else. But I don't see what the crazy part is. So maybe I should wait.
So yes, you're right. I do talk about like big trending bad shit like Dr. Disrespect or like Cody Ko most recently. I don't know why people thought I wouldn't talk about this. So I've never been someone to and shy away from a bad situation like this just because I know or am familiar with the person that it's about. He has no problem abandoning his morals and defending blatant brushing it under the rug as long as it means it keeps the Mr. Beast collab alive. For you to make insinuations like that and even claims like that is f***ing unhinged, considering you make actual defense arguments constantly.
Well, once again, after this back and forth, the two would have another debate, and this time people were a lot more conflicted about who actually won, as both of them made some very strange comments throughout this conversation. Now, just to be completely transparent with you guys,
just ignore him? To be honest, like, what I've learned is like certain beliefs, I feel like politically, religiously, pretty much those two. There's some other, morally sometimes. You're not going to change somebody's mind about what they believe. They believe what they believe, and that's it. Like, I don't know. I think I've grown up to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm going to let you believe what you want. I'm not about to preach, bitch. Unless you were doing something immoral, like literally you're hurting mofos or putting young people in danger, I don't give a fuck. You believe what you believe, and that's just that. Okay, stay over the fuck there. But I guess this is immoral if he's defending Peter. Whatever.
The full debate here was around 90 minutes long, and no, I did not watch the entire thing. I just feel like at this point my brain is already rotted enough, and I didn't want to put it through that type of stress. But if these two comments that these guys made are any indication of how this debate went overall, yeah, I just don't think my brain could have taken it. So first, let's talk about what Sneeko had to say. As you guys know, he's been riding the anti-age of consent wave for quite some time now.
It's just because we have a different idea of what it means to be a child, which can be tracked historically. The general principle in Islam is, you can do what you can.
What the fuck is wrong with his face right here? He looks so different. Like something. Is he alive? Is it crack? I don't know. Something. It's not just me. Something's off. The fuck? Why is he
kind of
whatever.
want, so long as
About his beliefs here, asking him if a 21-year-old should be able to marry a 15-year-old. And you'll never believe what he has to say.
I'm talking about your personal beliefs. Do you think someone in their 20s should be able to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
So should someone who's about to graduate college be able to marry someone who's just entering high school? Like last year, they were running around on that middle school playground.
I personally wouldn't do it. I don't know many people who would do it. The maturity for people and the teenagers in the West is getting much worse, but there are...
We're talking globally. Let's just talk globally. Like, do you think it is okay for... I'm not talking about just you specifically anymore. Anyone. Do you think it's okay for anyone in their 20s, an adult, to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
A 21-year-old, if there was a marriage where the father consented and the daughter consented, and it was both good on both families, and they wanted
Something
to
going on with his hair. Like something.
do it, why am I going to get involved? Why should we get the government involved?
Well, at that point, that's almost like arguing, well, why should we have any laws at all? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of the government overreaching into people's personal lives and their personal decisions. But as a society, we have to have some sort of structure of what's right and wrong. And I would think that most people with a rational brain can understand why a 15-year-old is not mentally equipped to handle the decision of getting married to someone in their 20s.
Why would I tell them if everybody's consenting, if everybody's okay with it, if the parents are okay with it, if nobody's being harmed, if it's going to be okay, if they're both abiding by the rules and they're not hurting each other, why not?
Because, like I said, the
I
15-year-olds...
mean, we could argue that any relationship with that age gap is hurting the minor. I mean, we could argue that. So that defeats your whole dumbass argument, bitch. I was a victim. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I was in a relationship that I should not have been in with a man that was older than me for a while. And seeing some of the stuff that's coming out about mofos, I'm like, I'm just mature. Like, all that dumbass shit, bro. And then later it was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck was I doing? And what were they doing? And no, not okay. Not okay at all.
To truly understand what they're doing, and so really they cannot
Exactly.
consent to the marriage. And I believe that is kind of Charlie's point that he tries to make against Sneeko here, which I think is the right line of thinking. The only problem is Sneeko uses the classic debate tactic of using Charlie's own logic against him, when Charlie would try to make an even possibly more mind-boggling point about a child's ability to choose to transition. But we'll get back to that in a second. I did first want to talk about some of the other comments that Sneeko has made regarding the age of consent.
Like, why?
Wait, Sneeko defends Dr. Disrespect, saying there are flaws with the way society views age. Can we just, like, this is when we give mofos like a platform and like they're idiots. It just like they feel like they're validated because like 30,000, 40,000 mofos that agree with them that are weird as fuck too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really unfortunate.
Does that define the age of consent? I had a debate about this, and I said the age of consent is maturity. Is the age of puberty once the body is mature. Because, bro, I know.
No, bitch, it's about to be me mad. I'm not gonna lie. This shit's about to piss me the fuck off. Because what the fuck is he talking about? Bro, I got my period when I was 12. 12, bro. I had just entered 6th grade. And you talking about that's when I should be able to... There's girls that are in elementary school that get their period. Like... Again, can't argue with idiots. You can't. It's just a waste of time.
I went through puberty when I was like 17.
Saying that the age of consent should be when somebody...
If it's a man, what does a woman go through?
to play the devil's advocate over and over again will also...
It's like you have to like really think, is this like what he thinks, or is he trying to get clips and virality? I was gonna say he's pandering, but pandering to who? The pedos? Like, no one really...
trying to have the most shocking opinion possible.
That's why the age of consent being strictly exactly on this second 18, this defines maturity, and everyone has to pretend like, yes, that defines maturity. This
It's
is the correct
probably
age.
drugs. He's probably on drugs. It's okay. Like, we just have to start to accept it. This is stuff that drug addicts say. I've been around them. Them local crackheads, bro, they will start trying to say this type of shit. Only difference is he got like the, you feel me? He got a plaque on the wall. He in a house and everything. Acting like crackhead though. We need to treat him as such.
Not 1 second more, not 1 second less, and if anything contradicts it, you're disgusting.
I mean, to me, it's just such a weird hill to choose to die on over and over again. I mean, by his logic, if a girl goes through puberty at the age of 12, which I believe many of them do. Well, she's then prepared to marry, you know, some 25-year-old man. She's mentally
did I
equipped to
say?
do
When
so.
did I get
I mean, by
mine?
his very same logic, he should have absolutely no problem with what Chris from Mr. Beast just did. As a matter of fact, in his book, Chris could have went out and married that kid that he was talking to through Discord, and he should really have no problem with it, right? As long as the kid started going through puberty.
And then Moist Critical's like, Sneeko, you say that the age of consent is, what do you think it is? I don't know. What do you think it is? Tell me. You think it's 18? It's only 18 in something like 10 states. The rest of it's 6, 17, 16. Around the world, it's 16. A lot of places, 14, 15. So what do you think it is? Is everybody in the world... Japan, they just changed it from 13 to 16. Were they before then? What's the consistency?
To me,
Yes.
the blanket age of
The
consent...
fuck? What the fuck? They're fucking weird if that was the case. I don't know. I gotta research. But if the shit was 13, then yeah.
That's the age where if you f up, the government no longer sees you as a child, and they're gonna punish...
No, if you're that shit, you're out of luck before you turn 18, buddy. Just putting that out there, because that...
...put a lot deeper than that. And here is where Charlie actually falls right into Sneeko's trap.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting. And you agree with.
Okay.
Just look at the glee on Sneeko's face as he realizes that he fell for his trap card.
Hormone therapy, can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting. And you agree with.
And obviously, guys, what's the point that's about to be made? Sneeko's pretty much going to say, well...
Okay, so as long as everyone...
Your parents are okay with it, and you are okay with it, I think that's totally a familiar decision to make, yeah.
Okay.
So they're literally making the exact same stupid arguments about two different, very, I guess, controversial topics.
So, a child can cut their off and take hormone blockers and change their biology forever, but they can't get married?
Oh, that's a decision that now extends beyond the family, because now you're bringing in a different party. So if you have someone that's your age coming in saying, I want to marry that child, yep, I don't think that can happen under any circumstance.
Yeah, but neither thing should happen under any circumstance. I mean, listen, guys, I'm all for transitioning once you are an adult, using your own money, okay? I don't think taxpayers should pay for that type of surgery. But if you want to go and do whatever you want to your own body, well, I'm really all for it. Because at the end of the day, I am for adults having their own personal freedoms. But should a child be able to make that type of life-altering decision? Absolutely not. Should their parents be able to make that type of life-altering...
I don't fucking know, bro. That's like so touchy, I guess, that I don't even fucking know. I don't even care to give my opinion on that shit. Like, taxpayer shit, too. Like, we're paying for whatever. Like, at this point, fuck it. Probably paying for motherfucking BBLs. At this point, I don't fucking know. Like, it's not the same argument. It's not. Like, if we're being real, it's not. You can argue that they shouldn't happen, but it's not the same shit. What the fuck? That's like him saying something about, like his point about the age of consent, and then saying, do you think kids should drink alcohol? Somebody's like, oh, well, if everybody consents, and you laugh like, ha, gotcha. What the fuck? That's not the same shit. That's not. It's just not. And again, you can say it's both wrong. It's not the same shit. Two completely different conversations. You know what I'm saying?
We're both consenting. I'm ready to go. I'm physically mature, but I'm not allowed to marry because Moy says that woman's a... But if then, the next day I leave it, I'm depressed, I want to cut my penis off. I can go right into the clinic, snip it off, and start taking HRT like Chris Tyson. That's a society that makes sense to you?
He said like Chris Tyson. Can I speed up? I don't care anymore. Like, this is so frustrating. I don't want to watch it. Are they arguing? Like, moist, critical asshole. Why are you paying attention to this mofo over here? Like, this dude, you see his hairline, that should have told you all you need to know about the mofo. You don't need to argue. He gets like, it's like he gets you feel me? The same way he was when he was watching his girlfriend get clapped. That's how he feel right now. He love it. You feel me? Like, you need to...
It is. I believe everyone has I believe everyone has the right to do with their body what they want to do.
Okay.
It's just so bad. I gotta say, this is the biggest L I've probably ever seen Charlie take, and he kind of just walked right into it. I mean, like I said, once someone starts using your own logic against you, the debate is pretty much over.
No, it's not. If he would have said it was... I don't care. That's like us saying two things are crimes. You stealing a car, and you being a pedo. You shouldn't do either. But that's not the same shit. It's not. What do we...
I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you know what my point of view is? That neither of those things are okay. The other thing I did want to say is, I do believe that it's actually a lot easier for someone to transition if they want to do that, if they wait until they're an adult. I believe if you start taking the hormone blockers too young, and your reproductive organs don't have the right time to develop, there will usually be a lot of complications with the surgery in the future. So in theory, it's actually in everyone's best interest, including people...
I don't know, nor do I fucking give a shit. Hold on.
Get some updates on the situation that include Charlie apparently walking his comments back and him also potentially leaving the internet altogether.
And now I give a perspective on something that immediately gets misconstrued, and I do recognize a lot of it's my fault. I assumed that Sneeko was talking in hyperbole about a 9-year-old getting their cut off, because I didn't have the assumption that anyone thought that is how transitioning works. Under no circumstances, any legality behind a kid saying, I want to change genders, and then immediately going in and getting their cut off. That doesn't happen. I thought he was just talking in hyperbole.
I mean, I think he was kind of just trying to discuss the idea of a child transitioning in general and if that's okay.
I thought he was talking about the overall point of a child transitioning, which is years-long process. And you can't even get that fucking surgery legally until you are 18.
Yeah, but you can definitely start transitioning and taking these various hormones before you turn 18 years old, especially in some states.
And I guess I should have assumed that he was being literal, and that's on me. But yeah, there's no winning on anything. Sneeko gets...
And it's not even about winning. Like, at the end of the day, it's a very difficult thing trying to debate with mofos you don't like. Because you're in defense mode immediately. You don't fucking like them. You want to disagree with everything they fucking say. Because you don't like them.
I don't think his chat looks anything like the YouTube chat here. He literally, multiple times, reaffirms that he believes 12 to 15-year-olds can legally, morally, and should marry adults. And there is no problems for him. But I said that I think it's okay for a child to transition, to learn about it. It's a process. You don't just go in and immediately get your cut off. That's not how it works.
I mean, I wouldn't say that he's even necessarily walking anything back there. I also think that the argument he makes about, like, oh, everyone's acting like what Sneeko said is okay is just kind of minute, like it's not really relevant, because I have seen Sneeko obviously catching a lot of backlash over this age of consent thing for quite some time, and it's pretty
Yeah, but he's, like, mentally ill, so I feel like it doesn't even matter, or again, he's doing this off reviews, and it's just, like, feeding, like, his, like, you know, he getting, like, high from seeing all the attention on him, something like that. I'm done with the situation. It's stupid as fuck, okay? Moist Critical, ignore this mofo. He's an idiot. You're not gonna change his mind. What's the point? Sneeko need to lay off the crack, okay? That's just that. Period, bro. I don't give a fuck. This shit is stupid. This shit is so dumb. He didn't get cooked. Who the fuck who said he got cooked? He just... Y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me, Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'll see you on the next one.